Hello, today we will study a sonnet by Edmund Spenser. Men Call You Fair. Edmund Spenser was a 16th century poet. He is well known as a poet's poet. It was Charles Lamb who named Edmund Spenser the poet's poet for his unique innovation in poetry. Edmund Spenser's major works are The Faerie Queene, The Shepherd's Calendar, Amoreti, Epithalamion, Prothalamion, and many other poems. Amoreti is his collection of sonnets, and Men Call You Fair is one of them. It is sonnet number 79. We have the sonnet before us, and as we can see, there are four stanzas, three quatrains, and a concluding couplet. It is a typical English pattern, also known as a Shakespearean pattern. The other pattern is known as Petrarchan or Italian pattern. So let us begin the sonnet. Here we have the first stanza, Men Call You Fair. The speaker here tells his beloved that men call her fair, people call her beautiful, and she believes it because she looks herself in the mirror daily and can see that she is beautiful. The speaker tells her that her beauty is not the fairest thing about her. Rather, it is her gentle wit, it means her intelligence, and her virtuous mind, her moral chaste that makes her beautiful. It means the writer is not interested in or less interested in her outer beauty, rather, he values gentle wit, he values virtuous mind more than outer beauty. It is her wit and virtuousness that are the two qualities that the speaker praises above all other things in her. Now we can see the second stanza. No matter how beautiful she is, in time her looks will fade. We all know that beauty does not last forever. Beauty is fleeting. It passes. It vanishes. The only thing that lasts forever is the essential goodness in her. The body shall turn to naught. The body shall uh, lose that glorious hue, and after death, it will go back to dust. She will be buried, and worms will eat her body, but worms can't eat her gentleness. Worms can't eat her the good things that she left behind her in this world. So, true beauty is that which comes from within, such as wit and virtuousness. It is the only thing that is permanent and free from corruption. People judge others by how they look, how they appear to eyes. People adorn others for the fancy clothes they wear or the makeup they wear, attractive looks appeal them. But the speaker states that outer beauty is not as important as inner beauty, by stressing that his beloved's inner beauty is more praiseworthy than her outer beauty, shows that he knows her more intimately than others do. So, in the first stanza, the poet gives his concept of beauty, and he wants to say that outer beauty does not last forever. It meets its end, it vanishes, it passes, but inner beauty, gentle wit, virtuousness, moral chaste, these things last forever, and people are remembered for these things. Now we should move to the third stanza. Here, the poet wants to say that true beauty proves to be divine. He believes that true beauty, real beauty, is a godly thing and it has come from heaven. It's a kind of gift from heaven. True beauty comes from God, and like God, it's also a source of perfection. He wants to say that her his beloved is born from heaven, so she is angelic and her beauty is godly. She is the prime example of true beauty because she comes from the Lord. Now the concluding couplet we see here, the only thing that is truly fair is that which was made by him. Him here stands for God, and everything else fades like a flower that wilts and dies. All other fair like flowers untimely fade, meaning true beauty that is godly will last forever, but outer beauty, it's like a flower. The flower looks very good, very beautiful, but after some time its beauty decays and ultimately the flower is lost. Outer beauty is lost also, but the divinity, the real beauty, the virtuousness of a man, it lasts forever. So in this sonnet number 79, Men Call You Fair, the writer Edmund Spenser, he gives us his concept of beauty, and he concentrates on inner beauty. To him, outer beauty is not as important as inner beauty, and he here wants gives us a message that if we have to continue to live in this world even after our death, we should develop good qualities in us, and we should not concentrate in looking good from outside. Rather, we should try our best to look good from inside. I hope you liked the video. Thank you.